viewers and subscribers, welcome back to the Sports Perspective TV. As always, thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate you taking your time out to watch the video, and interacting with the video as well. Right? If you're a new subscriber, welcome to the channel. And if you have not subscribed as yet, what are you waiting on? Hit that subscribe button, so you can stay up to date with when videos are posted. Would be much appreciated, and it goes a far way in helping the channel as well, right? So in this video, going to be talking about where ESPN Cricket for. They have named their top 25 best women's cricket players of the 21st century, and 3 of our West Indian superstars have been named in that top 25. So going to be sharing with you their position in the top 25 according to ESPN Cricket for, and also giving you their stats across formats so far for the West Indies as well, which helps to justify their place amongst the top 25, right? So just stick around until the end of the video, while we discuss these things, right? But before I do so, like I said earlier, if you have not subscribed to the channel as yet, now is the time to take a quick second, hit that subscribe button, and like the video as well. 2 simple things you can do to support the channel, but it goes a far way, right? So just take a quick second or few to do those things, and then I'll get into the details, right? So pause. You've done it. All right, let's go. So getting into the details now. So ESPN Cricket for, they have listed their top 25 players, of the 21st century, female players of the 21st century, and 3 of our West Indian players have been named, right? So we have Hayley Matthews, Stafanie Taylor, and Deandra Dottin. They have been named amongst the top 25 women's cricketers of the 21st century. So Stafanie Taylor, she was named at 23, so she's ranked 23rd according to ESPN Cricket Info. Honestly, when I go over her stats, I think there's a lot of recency bias, why Stafanie Taylor is ranked that low, because her stats says otherwise, right? But just going over a few of her accolades, so she's a brilliant all-rounder, right? She is the youngest woman to reach 1,000 ODI runs. She did that at the age of 19. She captained the winning West Indies T20 World Cup team. She's the first woman to score a century and take 4 wickets in a match also, right? And she's the only woman so far that has scored over 5,000 runs in ODIs and also taken over 150 wickets, right? So a lot of accolades there for Stafanie Taylor, justifying her spot amongst the top 25. And when I go over her stats, you can definitely argue that she should even be ranked higher than 23 where she is. But again, this is according to ESPN Cricket for, right? So going over Steph's stats now, right? So in ODIs, she's played 160 ODIs, batted 154 times, and she has a whopping 5,691 runs at an average of 43.11, right? With 7 centuries. So, almost 6,000 runs in just over 160 games at an average of 43. That's nothing short of just exceptional. In T20s, and also exceptional stats. So she's played 121 games, batted 118 times, and scored 3,338 runs at an average of 35.13. Right. So with those numbers, I definitely think she should be ranked higher, but that's where they put her according to them. But again, I think there's a lot of recency bias in it why she is ranked that low in the top 25, right? So bowling wise, because she's an all-rounder, right? Bowling wise, same thing. In ODIs, she's bowled 138 times, she's taken 155 wickets, right? In T20s, she's taken 98 wickets as well, right? And in both formats, her economy rate is very good. So just a complete all-round player is Stafanie Taylor. Moving on now to Deandra Dottin. She is ranked at number 12, according to ESPN Cricket Info, amongst the top 25 women, of the 21st century. And just going over some of her accolades, she's the first woman to score a century in T20 internationals, women's that is, right? The fastest century in T20 internationals. And this record still stands to today. She scored a century in just 38 balls. the fastest woman to 100 sixes in T20 internationals. Again, all of these are women, right? Fastest woman to 100 sixes in T20 cricket. Second fastest 50 in the T20 World Cup. Most sixes in women's ODIs. And she's the only woman to score a century and take 5 wickets. In T20 internationals, right? So those are just some of the accolades of Deandra Dottin, and there's no wonder why she is dubbed the world boss, right? Kind of similar to Chris Gayle when you look at her 6 hitting record. She is the female version of Chris Gayle if there ever was one. Just based on her record of hitting sixes and her aggressive nature, and just her overall batting ability in T20, especially in the T20 format, right? So she's ranked at number 12. Her stats. She's played 143 ODIs, scoring 3,727 runs, at an average of 30.54. In T20s, she's played 127 T20s, batted 125 times, scored 2,697 runs at an average of 25.68, right? So, and this is what I mean. So if you compare stats between her and Taylor, Taylor definitely have the better stats, but yet still Dottin is ranked high. And this is not to argue between either of them, right? Because they're all West Indians, but I'm just saying, I think there's a lot of recency bias, right? But nevertheless, Dottin has good stats. She has a lot of accolades, especially in the T20 format, which I think the T20 format, weighed more in this, especially in recent times, but than other things, right? But again, this is just according to ESPN Cricket Info. So that thing is definitely up there. Then bowling wise as well, she has she has good stats as well, right? So she's taken 72 wickets in ODIs and 62 wickets in T20 internationals, right? Moving up the list now to our highest ranked player, who is none other than Hayley Matthews, right? If you've been following West Indies women's cricket, over the past few years, Hayley Matthews, she has been a model of consistency for the team, with both bat and ball. It's almost as if now every time Hayley Matthews bats, you expect her to do well. She's been consistent, especially in the T20 format, both for the West Indies and in franchise cricket as well. Her stats. She is a World Cup winner as well. So all three ladies, they were a part of the team that won the T20 World Cup in 2016. Right. Hayley Matthews was just 18 at that time, and in the final, she played a brilliant innings as well. Going over her stats now. In ODIs, she's played 84 matches, batted 81 times. Scored 2,434 runs at an average of 31.20, and she has scored 6 centuries. Right, in T20 format, 96 innings, 2,339 runs at an average of 25.7, and she scored 220s, 200s as well. Bowling wise, in ODI, she's taken 100 wickets from 78 innings. And in T20, she's taken 99 wickets from 89 innings, right? And that just goes to speak about her all-round ability. So after 3, Hayley Matthews, is, I would say Hayley Matthews, is the best bowler, even though Stafanie Taylor might have something to say about that. But batting-wise, according to the stats, the stats would say Stafanie Taylor, is the better batter according to the stats in both formats, right? But Hayley Matthews, she's younger, and she is in. I don't even want to say this is the best that we'll see of Hayley Matthews, but what I'll say is she's on a brilliant run right now. Being very consistent, and definitely this current West Indies team goes as Hayley Matthews goes. There's no doubt about that, right? So I'm not no surprise that she's ranked that high. She's also been named T20 Player of the Year, T20 Player of the Month. Just doing her thing, all over cricket, in different leagues across the world, right? So Hayley Matthews definitely deserves to be recognized, for her brilliance and her just consistent performances over the past few years, right? So yeah, so those are the 3 West Indian women that have been named in amongst the top 25. You know, again, Stafanie Taylor, you know, comes in at number 23. I think she should be higher. Deandra Dottin, you know, the world boss, comes in at number 12. And Hayley Matthews comes in at number 8. Right? So definitely share your thoughts, you know, what you think about this list. And definitely let me know your thoughts on it as well. But as always, that's all I have for you in this one. But do remember to like the video, share your thoughts in the comment section, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video.